This is the L2C Media Network. There we go. We're just getting things unshoveled. The mic going good? Yes, the mic is okay. Well, now it isn't. There, now I think we got it. Yep. Okay, I think it's good. I've already introduced that part. This is the Sports Final with Steve Baxley. Are you ready for some football? It was a subdued 50-year Monday night party. There wasn't even Hank in there. But it was a good game nonetheless. And speaking of good games, we're talking football. Get you all the scores and the stories of it and the headlines. Let's get going. Here's the Baxman. Yeah, hi. Hey, how are you? Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to this broadcast of the Sports Final. Steve here. Great to have you with us. Thank you. Anyway, got some good news. Wednesday, we're getting the car tune-up. Our friend Robert.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That, of course, Sharon Baxley, my mother, who owns this little place that we call the Tom O'Neill Studios. And we do this show not at any sports desk. We do it from the Fred McLeod sports desk in memory of the general. There you go. General of sports. Anyway, let's get it on, bang a gong, because we got football to talk about, and it'll take up probably most of the show. So here we go. That's right, folks. It's time for our headlines and descending detail. Let's rock it to the pocket, shall we? And let's start off with the look more like MASH 4077, to use an arcane little bit of symmetry there. The San Francisco 49ers have agreed to terms with free agent defensive end and former Lion, Ziggy Ansah. Will he be the answer to the San Francisco 49ers questions? Head coach Kyle Shanahan can be finalized not too long after that. Of course, the 31-year-old's arrival, Nick Bosa, is feared to have torn his ACL. Those fears have been confirmed. While Solomon Thomas' status still needs further testing after also injuring his left knee. Thank you for the bell of approval. Little late. While it's still a bit unclear, Thomas's injury is also looked at as serious, which further motivated the team to bring Ansah aboard and can play the run well. Hopefully we can get him in here soon and get him caught up. We were going to try and do it anyways, but the urgency of that certainly has gone up with the injuries we've had in the last 24 hours. Ansah spent the 2019 season with the Seattle Seahawks, playing in 11 games, 1 start. Over the course of the regular season, after signing a 1-year, $9 million deal, and over that stretch, the 6'5", 275-pound lineman totaled 18 tackles, 2.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles while playing in 31.53% of the defensive snaps. Now, Ansah will be asked to help the 49ers try to fill the shoes of possibly both Bosa and Thomas, which is a pretty tall order. Yes. And speaking of Mike Shanahan, did the NFL give little penalties? Yes, some penalties of their own this weekend, if you must know. Pete Carroll, Kyle Shanahan, more reportedly fined $100,000 for not wearing the mask. The NFL fined 3 head coaches for failing to properly follow league policies regarding the use of face masks on the sidelines. Yep, that's right. We says it. We says it. This report, of course, coming from Bleacher Report. Yes, it's a big BRPR. Doodar day. That's right. The NFL fined 3 head coaches for failing to properly follow league policies regarding the use of face masks on the sidelines, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN. Denver Broncos head coach Vic Fangio, Seattle Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll, and San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan each receive a $100,000 fine. Their respective teams were hit with $250,000 in penalties as well. And the NFL really means it. The NFL Network's Tom Pelissero shared a memo from Troy Vincent, the NFL's Executive Vice President of Football Operations, that reiterated the requirement for those on the sidelines to wear face coverings. Vincent referenced possible fines for those in violation. That's right. Aye. So, already a bad day became 2 bad days. We continue. It's 11:42. We're going to try to go for the full hour and get you everything you need to know and quick so we can do our Monday sports thing. Michael Jordan has created a NASCAR team with Bubba Wallace as his driver. Yes, friends, let's give you the deets. 6-time NBA final MVP Michael Jordan is teaming up with NASCAR driver, where are you there? Denny Hamlin to form a new team for 2021, and Bubba Wallace is on board to drive for them. Jordan and Hamlin purchased the Cup Series charter from Germain Family Racing, which currently fields driver Ty Dillon in the number 13. Now, Jordan will serve as the principal owner of the team, with Hamlin acting as a minority partner while he continues to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing in the number 11 Toyota. The NBA legend is now the first black majority owner of a full-time race team in the NASCAR Cup Series since Hall of Famer Wendell Scott owned and raced his own car from the 60s into the early 70s. This is true. It's very nice. Wallace also released a statement saying it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Quote, "This is a unique once-in-a-lifetime opportunity," my God, the man's psychic, "that I believe is a great fit for me at this point in my career." Wallace said on social media, "I'm grateful and humbled that they believe in me, and I'm super pumped to begin this adventure with them." Wallace recently announced he'll be leaving his current team, Richard Petty Motorsports, at the end of the season for a better opportunity. We now know that opportunity is a multi-year deal to be the only driver on the Jordan Hamlin-led team. Wallace, the first full-time Black American Cup Series driver in decades, has been an important voice off the track for NASCAR this season. During a TV interview earlier this year, he pushed to the sport to ban the Confederate flag at events. The sport also rallied around him after a rope fashioned as a noose, which turned out not to be a hate crime after an FBI investigation, was discovered in his garage. Wallace also drove a car with Black Lives Matter as the primary sponsor. He has brought in millions of dollars in sponsorship, which help align the deal with Hamlin and Jordan. NASCAR also released a statement welcoming Jordan into the sport, and we read that statement. "We proudly welcome Michael Jordan into the NASCAR family and look forward to watching Michael, Denny Hamlin, and Bubba Wallace compete in 2021. Michael is an iconic sports figure and celebrated champion whose fiercely competitive nature has placed him among the greatest athletes of all time. His presence at NASCAR's top level will further strengthen the competition, excitement, and momentum growing around our sport. We wish Michael and his team tremendous success." The team name, car number, manufacturer, and other deets will be announced at a later date. However, if Jordan wanted to use his legendary number 23, it would be available. The number was last held by BK Racing in 2018 before the team sold their charter to Front Row Motorsports to run a different number. NASCAR owns car numbers and could provide it to this new team by request. As for the manufacturer, Hamlin has a strong relationship with Toyota, whom he's driven for over a decade. The news comes on the same day that Ross Chastain was pegged to fill the number 42 for Chip Ganassi Racing, an offer that was originally extended to Wallace. Kyle Larson, who was released from that ride after using a racial slur in an iRacing event in April, remains a free agent alongside Eric Jones, who currently drives the number 20 for Joe Gibbs Racing, but is set to be replaced by Chris Bell at the end of the season. There's still one major ride left to fill, and that is Jimmy Johnson's. The Hendrick Motorsports number 48 will be vacated at the end of the season when Johnson retires and moves to IndyCar. Both Larson and Jones have been rumored to be candidates. Okay, let's those are just some of the headlines. Is my cat still up here? Yep. Okay. Thank you. Hey. Hi there. You want to say hello now? Hi. Hello. How are you? I love you. Okay. I'm gonna check you here. Okay. Yeah. Chunky. Okay, let's get you some baseball scores and we'll do some quick other stuff here. Like the hockey. I almost call it soccer. Yeah. You want to do that? You want to go back? Okay, go back. Say hi. New face. Shimmer me timbers. Okay, there we go. Okay, one game still going underway. It is the Colorado Rockies. They're in the top of the six. Rockies up by 6 over the Giants. 7-1, 7-9-1 for the Rocks. 1-5-0 for the Giants. Let's go some final scores. Angels over the Rangers, 8-5, 8-8-0 for the Angels. 5-7-1 for the Rangers. Bundy gets the win for the Angels. Gibson gets the loss for the Rangers. By the way, Bundy 6-3. Gibson 2-6. And Mayers gets his first save for the Rangers. No, for the Angels. Sorry. Bundy pitched 5 full innings. Gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts he got, and 2 walks. Mayers, also from L.A., the pitcher, pitched 2 full innings. Didn't give up a hit, an earned run, got 3 strikeouts, and no walks. Washington Nationals defeated the Philadelphia Phillies by a score of 5-1, 5-7-0 to the Nats, 1-6-3 to the Phils. Sanchez gets the win. He's 3-5. Wheeler gets the loss. He's 4-1. Sanchez pitched good 5 innings. Gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, got 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Cabrera for Washington, the first baseman, went 2 for 3, 2 runs, an RBI, and a walk. Indians beat the White Sox 7-4, 7-10-2 for the Indians, 4-9-0 for the White Sox. Seval gets a win for the Indians. He's 4-5. Fry gets a loss for the White Sox. He's 0-1. And Hand gets his 14th save. Ramirez, third baseman for Cleveland, went 2 for 3, 2 runs, a homer, double, 3 RBIs, and a walk. And Seval for Cleveland, the pitcher, pitched full 6, gave up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 strikeouts he got, and 3 walks. Blue Jays over the Yankees, 11-5, 11-13-1 for the Jays, 5-8-2 for the Yankees. Gets a win for the Jays. He's 1-0. King gets a loss for the Yankees. He's 1-2. Zuch for Toronto, the pitcher pitched 3 1/3 innings, gave up a hit, an earned run, no strikeouts, and 1 walk. Kirk, the Toronto catcher, went 4 for 4, 3 runs, a homer, a double, and an RBI. Let's keep this puppy going. Cincinnati Reds over the Milwaukee Brewers, 6-3, 6-8-0 for the Reds, 3-6-0 for the Brews. Castile gets a win for the Reds. He's 4-5. Woodruff gets the loss for the Brews. He's 2-5. Moustakas for Cleveland, the first baseman, goes 2 for 3. Got a run, a homer, a double, 3 RBIs, and a walk. Castillo, the pitcher for Cincinnati, well, he went 6 2/3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, got 9 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Cubs blanked the Pirates, and if you blanked anyone, fill in the blank. Cubs blanked the Pirates 5-0, 5-8-0 for the Cubs, 0-4-0 for the Pirates. Lester, the winner for the Cubs, he's 3-2. Brubaker, loser for the Pirates, he's 1-3. Lester pitched 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 strikeout, 1 ball, which is a walk. Brubaker, Pittsburgh pitcher, pitched 6 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts he got, and a walk he got. Braves over the Marlins, 5-4, 5-8-0 for the Braves, 4-9-0 for the Marlins. Matzik gets the win for the Braves. He's 4-3. Rogers gets the loss. He's 1-2, and Melincon gets his 11th save. In fact, Melincon, the Atlanta pitcher, one of the players of the game, pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, no earned run, no strikeout, no balls, otherwise known as no walks. Matzik for Atlanta, the pitcher, went 2 innings full, no hit, no errors, no earned runs. This is what happens when you talk fast. You don't get the initials. 3 strikeouts, 2 walkies. Rays over the Mets, 2-1, 2-5-0 for the Rays, 1-4-0 for the Mets. Fleming gets the win for the Rays. He's 4-0. DeGrom gets a loss for the Mets. He's 4-2, and Anderson gets his 6th save for the Rays. DeGrom pitched 7 full innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, got 14 strikeouts, 2 walks. Fleming, the Tampa Bay pitcher, pitched 3 full innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. The Royals beat up the Cardinals 4-1, 4-8-0 for the Royals, 1-6-0 for the Cardinals. Stalmont gets win for the Royals. He's 2-1. Wainwright gets lost for the Cardinals. He's 5-2, and Holland gives the Royals his 6th save. Holland pitched 1 full inning, gave up 1 hit, no earned run, 1 strikeout, no walk. Stalmont, Kansas City starting pitcher, pitched 2 full innings, didn't give up a hit or an earned run, got 2 strikeouts and no walks. Mariners beat up on the Astros 6-1, 6-6-0 for the Mariners, 1-9-1 for the Astros. Gonzalez gets the win. He's 7-2. McCullers gets a loss. He's 3-3. McCullers for Houston, the pitcher, pitched 6 2/3. Gave up 3 hits, no earned runs, got 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Gonzalez, the Seattle pitcher, pitched 8 full innings, gave up 7 hits, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts he got, and 1 walk. And that's it. Tigers had the night off, which is sad because they needed the Astros to lose to get even closer to that last little spot. So there's your Major League Baseball scoreboard. Let's give you the NHL scoreboard, and then we got your MNQB. That's right. So let's give you Stanley Cup Finals continues in Edmonton with no fans. In Game 2, Lightning defeat the Stars 3-2. Series is tied even, 1-1. Hedman for Tampa Bay, Kuchar for Tampa Bay, and Klingberg for Tampa Bay are the Molson Cup 3-star selection. Okay, that's your NHL. That's a little bit of the scores. So let's give you some a bit of a few update-evues before we do the rest of the night with substance, style, and satisfaction. Monday night quarterback. But before we do that, let's ball. Fox is reportedly willing to pay up to $2 billion a year for Sunday NFL games, a big old giant increase. Think anyone's going to take it away from him? No. TSN's John Liu described his ordeal with COVID-19 and a pulmonary embolism. I want you to take this seriously. The Pac-12 reportedly paid out millions in bonuses a month or so before layoffs and furloughs. Is that why these guys at the Pac-12 are sorely inept? Spencer Hall, Richard Johnson joined revamped Thinking Out Loud show on ESPN's SEC network. And we do have a sad note to pass along with you. Mark Seidel, a producer and assistant program director at Charlotte's WFNZ, has passed away at the age of 37. And our sympathies, respects, and love go to his family, his friends, and his colleagues. He left this earth too soon, way too soon. He had more to do, and he will be missed. And with that, let's take you to what makes Monday nights feel great, especially when you're a true sports fan, and we all are true sports fans. And we're dedicating this to Mark Seidel. It's time for the Monday Night Quarterback. And we start this season of MNFQB, Monday Night Quarterback, actually, MNQB, with the game that we had on tonight, celebrating 50 years of Manic Monday Nights at the new home of the Raiders. And boy, is that a big one. Raiders beat the Saints 34-24. Let's give you some of the big old jammer slammers as we go forth. Okay, let's get it all lined up so we can do this proper like. Okay. Hi there. Yes, we'll take the box score, please. Don't have time for the explanation, but we'll take time. Okay, let's get her going. Just a little reminder for fans of Nick Rekieta and the Rekieta Law channel and Lost Boy in the interwebs. No live stream tonight, maybe tomorrow. We'll let you know. First quarter, the Saints came up. Lutz, 31-yard field goal was good. 11 plays, 62 yards, 3:59 time possession. Saints led the Raiders 3-0. Kamara, the Saints weren't done yet. Kamara, left tackle for 1 yard, touchdown, 9 plays, 73 yards, 4 minutes, 7 seconds, time of possession. Lutz's extra point, fantastic, good, 10-0. With the second quarter, and that's when Mr. Gruden does his work. Carr pass short right to Ingle for 3 yards, touchdown. Carlson's extra point, of course. Fantastic. 10-7 Raiders. Saints came back. Breeze pass short right to Cook for 6 yards. The extra point, fantastic. 7 plays, 76 yards, 3:33 time possession. Saints up by 10. But the Raiders came back, and boy, did they come back hard. Carr pass short left to Jones for 15 yards, touchdown. Carlson's extra point is good. 10 plays, 70 yards, 3:38 time possession, 14-17. And right before the half, Carlson's 28-yard field goal was good. 8 plays, 31 yards, 48 seconds, time of possession. We went to half tied at 17. Third quarter, Carr pass short right to Walter for a 1 yard touchdown. The extra point from Carlson was good. 9 plays, 55 yards, 5:02 time possession, 24-17. After 3, fourth quarter came up, and the magic and the torch was burning for this team. Richard, right end for 20 yards touchdown. The extra point by Carlson was good. 10 plays, 74 yards, 4:34 time possession. It was 31-17. Saints tried to make a game out of it. Failed. Camara left guard for 3 yards. Touchdown. The extra point was fantastic. 8 plays, 6-7 yards, 3:10 time possession. It was 24-31. Field goal got really out of reach. Carlson, 54-yarder for the Raiders, was good. 7 plays, 17 yards, 3:28 time possession. Final score, Raiders 34, Saints 24. That's right. And that's your Monday Nighter. Now let's get to witness every game in the free world. Let's go. On with the show. It's hard to read copy when you're trying to figure out stuff, isn't it? Anyway, here we go. We travel to the land of the Titans. For this one, let's give you the recap. Have no time for the box score. Let's go recapping. Let's go surfing now. Everybody come surfing with me. Okay, the Jags were in Tennessee and they were in for a fight. Boy, oh boy, how much of a fight was it? It wasn't a bad one, tell you that much. Let's give you the full story. The Tennessee Titans know good thing. Good teams win ugly games, and being 2-0 for the first time in 12 years. Well, has a way of making any victory look much prettier. Stephen Gutowski kicked a 49-yard field goal with 1:36 left, and the Tennessee Titans remained undefeated after holding off the Jacksonville Jags 33-30. Quarterback Ryan Tannehill said Gutowski came up huge for the Titans on something that wasn't a chip shot. Jeffrey Simon's batted a pass by Gardner Minshew, and Harold Landry III grabbed the ball out of the air with 47 seconds left to seal the victory. This is the Titans' first 2-0 start since 2008, the most recent season. This franchise won the AFC South. They also won their seventh straight against divisional rival Jacksonville and Nashville after nearly blowing a 24-10 halftime lead. Tannehill threw for 239 and 4 touchdowns. Titans sacked Minshew twice and picked him off twice. Minshew finished throwing for 339 yards, 3 touchdowns, his final 2 coming in the fourth quarter as he tried to rally the Jags. His final TD pass, 14-yarder to Chris Thompson, tied it at 30 with 7:25 left as the Jags tried to snap their Music City skid. The Jags outgained Tennessee 480-354, but they wouldn't score again. Coach Doug Marrone said they weren't able to make the play to get them over the top. The Jags revamped their defense to defend Derrick Henry better than after the 2019 NFL rushing leader. He had run for 498 yards against them since the start of the 2018 season. Most of the Titans running back has had against any AFC South team. They held him to 84 yards on 25 carries. So the Titans turned to Tannehill, the quarterback who led the NFL in 2019 with 117.5 passer rating. And he set a franchise record with 2 TD passes within the first 10 minutes. His 9th straight game with at least 2 touchdowns, breaking the team mark held with Marcus Mariota, who set the record in 2016. This was also Tannehill's 3rd career game with 4 TD passes. And let's go to another game. That's right. We got to go to another game. We got a lot of Panthers at Buccaneers. Let's take you to the Nears. Tom Brady's second chance to get the Buccaneers going in the right way. And did he do it the right way? Quite big. We get the recap. Tom Brady had a dazzling track record of winning, period. The 6-time Super Bowl champions, perfect when it comes to rebounding from rare season-opening losses during a 21-year career after tasting victory with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the first time on Sunday. Brady threw for 217 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception, while gaining a lot of help from another acquisition since last summer, some guy named Leonard Fournette, who came off the bench to rush for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. The 43-year-old quarterback also bounced back in Week 2 after dropping openers with the New England Patriots in 2003, 2014, 2017. Brady tossed a 23-yard touchdown pass to Mike Evans in the first quarter. Fournette scored on runs of 1 and 46 yards, the latter coming after Carolina rallied from a 21-0 halftime deficit to pull within a 24-17 on a pair of TD runs by Christian McCaffrey and Joey Sly's 23-yard field goal with 1:57 remaining. Brady completed. Hi, can we get back up there, boys? Thank you. Brady threw for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns during Tampa Bay's 34-23 season-opening loss at New Orleans. He also hurt the Bucs with a pair of interceptions, including one that was returned for a touchdown and drew criticism from Arians. The defense set the tone for Sunday's victory, forcing 2 turnovers within a 3-play span of the first quarter after not having any takeaways during the season opener. Jordan Whitehead interception preceded a 10-play, 78-yard touchdown drive Brady fueled with a 50-yard completion to Evans, and that Carolina extended with a personal foul that gave the Bucs a first down at the Panthers' 7. Ronald Jones ran it on the next play for a 7-0 lead, that Brady quickly built to 2 touchdowns after rookie safety Anton Winfield Jr., Bridgewater, and Jason Pierre-Paul recovered to set up Evans' 23-yard touchdown catch on the next play. Panthers have allowed 6 touchdowns rushing in 2 games. They've allowed 38 over the past 18 games, including NFL leading 32 last season. Buccaneers over the Panthers, 31-17. All right, folks, of our shortened wrap-ups here. Okay, Bills beat the Dolphins 31-28. Let's give you the recap of that game. Very simple and very trite. I know this is how we'll do it. Yes, it is. Let's go to the recap. If we keep the recap short, we'll get them all done. Stunning, yes. Josh Allen followed up on the most prolific games of his career with an even better one. The third-year pro threw for 417 yards and 4 touchdowns, both personal best. And the Buffalo Bills beat the AFC East rival Miami for the 4th consecutive time Sunday, 31-28. Allen reached career high in passing for the 2nd week in a row and became the first Buffalo quarterback to have consecutive 300-yard games since Drew Bledsoe in 2002. Trailing 2017, the Bills reclaimed the lead for good when 6 minutes left on a 6-yard touchdown pass from Allen to rookie Gabriel Davis, who made a diving catch in the end zone. Allen's 46-yard touchdown pass from John Brown sealed the win. The only other Bills player to throw for at least 415 yards and 4 scores was Joe Ferguson in 1983. Allen led an offense that totaled 524 yards, including 342 in the first half, the Bills' most since 2000. The Dolphins have become Allen's favorite foil. He has thrown for 12 touchdowns, rushed for 3, and thrown 1 interception his past 4 games against Miami. Of his 36 career touchdown passes, 14 had come against the Dolphins. With the Bills leading 17-10, the game was suspended for 36 minutes in the third quarter due to lightning in the area. After the delay, the Dolphins' offense got sparked and scored 10 consecutive points to take a 2017 lead. Allen finished with touchdown passes to 4 receivers, and Stephon Diggs led the Bills with 8 catches for 153 yards. Dolphins had a first down to Buffalo 1 late in the third quarter, but failed to score, with Preston Williams dropping a 4th down pass that could have given them the lead. The Dolphins closed to 31-28 on an 8-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Fitzpatrick to Mike Gesicki, and a successful 2-point conversion with 49 seconds left. The Bills' Micah Hyde recovered the ensuing onside kick. Fitzpatrick went 31 for 47 for 328 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mike Gesicki had 8 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown, but the Bills' defense did just enough. Masked fans were scattered throughout the stadium, and the announced crowd of 11,075 was smaller than the max of about 13,000. Buffalo Bills 31, Miami Dolphins 28. Okay, let's give you Falcons and Cowboys, and this one ended in a little twist as well. Let's give you the twist and the words as we render the recap, as we hit our recap button. And here we go. Oi, 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 oi. Need the recap, guys. Come on. One gamble after another failed for Coach Mike McCarthy in his home debut with the Dallas Cowboys. A successful onside kick, however, made that all moot. Greg Zuerlein kicked a 46-yard field goal as time expired, and the Cowboys overcame 4 fumbles and a 20-point deficit in the first quarter to beat the Atlanta Falcons 40-39 on Sunday. The Falcons were still up 15 in the fourth quarter before Dak Prescott became the first quarterback in NFL history to pass for more than 400 yards and rush for 3 touchdowns in the same game. The third touchdown getting Dallas within 2. Zuerlein did not use a tee for his slow-rolling onside attempt, a rare tactic. But even more curious was Atlanta players shooting the ball when they could have just recovered it. As soon as it crossed the 10-yard mark, C.J. Goodwin pounced and later emerged from the big pile with the ball and 1:48 on the clock. Rookie receiver C.D. Lamb's 24-yard catch got the Cowboys in field goal position, and they ran down the clock before Greg the Leg touched off a wild celebration for the players and the socially distanced 21,708 fans who booed Dallas off the field with Atlanta up 29-10 at halftime. The crowd was 27% of AT&T Stadium's 80,000-seat capacity. Instead of lamenting just his second 0-2 start, his only one was his first season in Green Bay in 2006. McCarthy celebrated his debut on the Dallas sidelines of the venue that hosted his Super Bowl win with the Packers a decade ago. Matt Ryan threw for 4 touchdown passes, 2 of the 3 lost fumbles from the Cowboys in the first quarter, which ended with Atlanta in front 20-0. But the Falcons couldn't avoid their first 0-2 start in 6 seasons under coach Dan Quinn in a performance reminiscent of their blown 28-3 lead in a Super Bowl loss to New England in Houston to finish the 2016 season. Atlanta, in the past 9 seasons, now has 2 of the 3 instances in which a team lost after leading by at least 15 points with less than 8 minutes remaining in the quarter in the game. Okay, let's keep going. Time is a clicking insult. Let's give you a Broncos-Steelers recap right here, Rajo. And we do it with style. We do it with panache. So let's get the train going. And we do the recap of Steelers-Broncos. Excuse me. I know why Cosell loved to do the halftime show. Get away with everything. A game seemingly in hand, suddenly on the cusp of slipping away. Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin didn't overthink things. His team's defense is built on one principle: attack. Needing to stop to turn back the surprisingly resilient Denver Broncos, the Steelers dialed up one final blitz in an afternoon filled with them. Safety Terrell Edmonds raced in unblocked to take down Denver backup quarterback Jeff Driscoll on 4th down and 2 at the Pittsburgh 15. With less than 2 minutes to play to preserve a 26-21 victory Sunday. The sack was Pittsburgh's 7th of the day. So the Broncos 0-2 hung around despite losing starting quarterback Drew Lock to a right shoulder in the first quarter. Driscoll led an unlikely comeback despite taking 6 sacks and absorbing 17 hits. Denver trailed by 14 points at the half and 12 in the fourth quarter, but was 15 yards away from a stunning upset before Edmonds came off the edge and sent Driscoll to the turf one last time. Denver Broncos lose to the Steelers 26-21. Let's keep going. Vikings, Colts, recap. And I think we'll do these on tape. They often do better on tape than they do live, but we'll do them as we can. Jonathan Taylor looked right at his home. Let's try that again, too. Jonathan Taylor looked right at home in his first NFL start. He made Sunday's hefty workload look pretty easy, too. The 21-year-old running back rushed 20 times for 101 yards and scored his first NFL touchdown, leading the Indianapolis Colts past Minnesota 28-11. After the first carry, you kind of get that in that mindset, he said. And you realize it's football, and you focus and lock it in and you go play after play. You do that, and pretty soon it's fourth quarter. Well, Taylor finally celebrated Stadium with the roof open after losing twice in the Big Ten championship game with the roof closed when he played at Wisconsin, and became the first Colt rookie to top the 100-yard mark since 2012 with about 2,500 people in attendance. Phillip Rivers picked up his first win with the Colts by going 19 of 25 for 214 yards, 1 touchdown, number 399 overall, and 1 interception. He tied Hall of Famer and former Viking great Fran Tarkenton for eighth all time with career win number 124. But he also had fun with the best seat in the house. Michael Pittman Jr. caught 4 passes for 37 yards. Julian Blackmon tipped the ball to Kari Wills for an interception, and Rodrigo Blankenship made all 4 field goal attempts. For the Vikings, it was another ugly day. Kirk Cousins had a 0.0 pass rate late into the third quarter, thanks to part drops, one of which bounced off the hands of Busy Johnson and into the arms of cornerback Kenny Moore II. Cousins finished 11 of 26 with 113 yards and 3 interceptions, a 15.9 rating, and was tackled in the end zone for a safety for a second straight week. The result, Minnesota is 0-2 for the first time since 2013 and has lost 5 of its past 6 games, including last season's playoff loss. 49ers took out the Jets and made this a non-interesting game, unless, of course, you were a 49ers fan. Then it really was interesting. 31-13, the final score. 49ers over the Jets, who are also 0-2, or woe-2. And let's get the injury carts rolled out twice in 3 plays, and the 49ers lost a few more key players. Still shorthanded, San Francisco had enough to beat the inept New York Jets 31-13. Raheem Mostert ran for an 80-yard touchdown on San Francisco's first play from scrimmage, and Jimmy Garoppolo threw 2 TD passes before both players sat out the second half with injuries to lead the banged-up 49ers to a 31-13 victory on Sunday. It was a costly victory for San Francisco, which was already hurting in a big way before losing Garoppolo to a high ankle sprain and Mostert to an injured knee. Defensive end Nick Bosa and defensive tackle Solomon Thomas were both carted off the field 2 plays apart with left knee injuries in the first quarter. The fear, which has now been realized, is that it could be a season-ending ACL injury for Bosa, who will have tests today, and it was confirmed it's a season-ending ACL. Thomas will also have some tests today, and we'll find out how serious his injury is sometime on Wednesday. Shanahan, the 49ers, said the new artificial turf at MetLife Stadium, where they'll play the Giants next week, might have played a role in some of the injuries. The 49ers also came in without star tight end George Kittle with a knee injury and wide receiver Deebo Samuel with a foot, cornerback Richard Sherman with a calf, and defensive end Dee Ford with a neck. And it didn't matter against the Jets, 0-2, who have also been hit hard by injuries and could not muster much. San Francisco 49ers 31, New York Jets 13. And we bring you more Monday Night Quarterback. Let's take you to the Rams-Eagles game, 30-19 the final score. And this game had it all and had plenty of it. And I wish we could show highlights, but I know we can't. We're also not that capable yet. Yes, we press the button for the recap. Okay, give us a few moments. The LA Rams, the Eagles, 37-19. And boy, was this a game that you could tell they were very good at. They are now 2-0. The woeful Eagles are 0-2. Jared Goff outdid Carson Wentz in his house. Goff threw 3 touchdown passes to Tyler Higbee, and the Los Angeles Rams beat the Philadelphia Eagles 37-19 on Sunday. Goff completed his first 13 passes, including a pair of TDs to Higbee, and the Rams jumped to a 21-3 lead minutes into the second quarter. After Eagles pulled within one score, Goff's 20-yard touchdown pass to Higbee in the fourth iced it for Los Angeles. Goff and Wentz were selected numbers 1 and 2 in the 2016 draft, one of 7 times since 1967 that quarterbacks were the first 2 picks. In their only head-to-head meeting in Los Angeles in December 2017, Wentz tore 2 knee ligaments. Nick Foles stepped in and eventually led Philadelphia to its first Super Bowl title. McVay got his first win over Doug Peterson and the Eagles in 3 tries. McVay outcoached defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz early as Los Angeles scored touchdowns on his first 3 possessions. Goff finished 20 of 27 for 242 yards. Wentz was 26 of 43 for 242 yards and 2 interceptions. The Rams beat the Eagles 37-19. And I guess there's no doubt to hide it any longer. The Detroit Lions gave it that old college try and found out they're actually playing pro football. And they fell apart in the second half again and lost poorly as the Pack whopped them 42, and that's WHOPP. The final score was 42-21. Aaron Jones wanted to do a Lambeau leap even without fans. He gave himself plenty of opportunities as Jones rushed for a career-high 168 yards and scored 3 touchdowns, including a 75-yard breakaway as the Green Bay Packers rallied from an early 11-point deficit to beat the Lions 42-21 on Sunday. After his first touchdown of the day, a 7-yard reception from Aaron Rodgers, Jones did a different kind of Lambeau leap. He jumped atop a green tarpaulin that covered the first several rows of the stands. The pandemic didn't allow for any spectators. Most of the tarps had advertisements on them. Jones also had a team-high 68-yard receiving on 4 catches as the Packers won their home opener for an 8th consecutive year and improved to 8-0 against NFC North foes during Coach Matt LaFleur's tenure. Jones had a 14-yard touchdown run to go with his 75-yarder. Rodgers was 18 of 30 for 240 yards with a touchdown passes to Jones and Robert Toynin. 1 week after blowing a 17-point fourth quarter lead and 27-23 loss to the Bears, the Lions allowed an 11-point advantage to vanish by halftime. Detroit allowed 31 straight points to turn to a 14-3 lead into a 34-14 deficit. The Lions are the first team in NFL history to blow double-digit leads, lose 4 straight games. According to the Ellis Sports Bureau, they've lost 11 straight overall for their longest skid since dropping 19 from 2007 to 2009. After winning 43-34 at Minnesota last week, the Packers are the 8th team in the Super Bowl era to score at least 40 points in each of their first 2 games. The last 2 teams to accomplish that feat, New Orleans in 2009 and Denver on 2013, both went on to reach the Super Bowl. Green Bay took lead for good, 17-14, on Rodgers' 11-yard pass to Tynan with 14 seconds left in the second quarter. Jones then raced through a hole on the right side and scored on the Packers' first play from scrimmage in the second half. And the injury report, the injuries left the Lions without wide receiver Kenny Golladay, offensive lineman Joe Dahl, and Hala Polivat Valatai. Quarterbacks Desmond Trufant and Justin Coleman, and defensive tackles Nick Williams. Packers played without defensive tackle Kenny Clark, Packers receiver Devontae Adams, center Corey Linsley, and running back receiver Tyler Irvin. Left in the second half after getting concussed. Lions visit the Arizona Cardinals next Sunday. The Packers travel to New Orleans for a Sunday night game. You can catch that one on NBC and NBC Universal in Espanol. Okay, let's give you some more of our recap and a recap Kapalooza. That's right, folks. Let's take you now to the Giants and the Bears. Let's give you that recap right now. The Giants and the Bears and all the trees in the forest. They'll say some hot, and we shall give you our buys. There we go. Isn't that a hoot? Okay, very simple line. Very simple. Bears beat the Giants 17-13. The Bears were happy with another close win, while the New York Giants have greater concerns than their 0-2 record. A potentially serious injury to star running back Saquon Barkley. Mitchell Trubisky threw 2 touchdown passes, and the Bears hung on to beat the Giants 17-13. The Bears chewed up New York early on, grabbing a 17-0 halftime lead, and withstood a big push a week after rallying from 17 down at Detroit for their first season opening win in 7 years. The Giants refused to go quietly, even though they lost Barkley to a right knee injury on the opening play of the second quarter. Dion Lewis made it a 7-point game when he plowed in from the 1-yard line in the opening minute of the fourth. James Bradbury then intercepted Trubisky when he ripped the ball out of Allen Robinson's hands, leading to a 37-yard field goal by Graham Gano that cut it to 17-13, and that is when the final score was there. So there you go, 17-13 Bears over Les Giants. Okay, let's go now to the team the Lions will face. And they had a good time against Washington. How good? 30-15. That good enough for you? And waiting for the recap to pop up. Pop up, recap, pop up. Kyler Murray's slippery, spectacular touchdown runs for the up-and-coming Cardinals are becoming a common occurrence, much like seeing Bigfoot. So are the Arizona wins. Murray's dual threat skills were on full display Sunday during the Cardinals' dominant 30-15 victory over Washington. The second-year quarterback threw for 286 yards and a touchdown, but the jaw-dropping moments came when Murray tucked the ball and ran, scrambling for 2 touchdowns, went for 14 and 21 yards. Cardinals linebacker Devon Kennard enjoyed Murray's show. He's also happy to watch it from the sidelines. Now, the Cardinals jumped to a 14-0 lead by the end of the first quarter. They led 20-0 by halftime and 3 following the third. DeAndre Hopkins caught 8 passes for 68 yards and a touchdown. Zane Gonzalez made it 3 field goals. Murray alleviated any doubt who would win early in the fourth quarter when he darted through the middle of the field, dancing right past safety Troy Apke in the process for a 21-yard touchdown that pushed Arizona's advantage to 27-3. Washington finally scored a touchdown with 12:20 left in the fourth when Dwayne Haskins hit Terry McLaurin for a 24-yard score. They would score again when Antonio Gibson ran for an 11-yard touchdown to pull within 27-15 after a 2-point conversion failed. By then it was too little too late for a rally. Washington came back from a 17-0 deficit to beat Philadelphia last week, but waited much too long to get going on Sunday. Haskins completed 19 of 33 passes for 223 yards and a touchdown. 30-15 Cardinals over Washington. Chiefs Chargers. Oh, what a feeling to drive a Chief. And in this case, the Chiefs had to battle back to win their second from the Chargers, who had the lead and didn't want to lose it. Not once. No, not once. It even went to overtime. Harrison Butker wasn't nervous about his let's try that again, guys. Harrison Butker wasn't nervous about his third attempt to kick a game-winning field goal in overtime for the Kansas City Chiefs after a false start in a Los Angeles Charger timeout. Butker was determined to end it. He connected from 58 yards with 1:55 remaining in overtime to give the Chiefs a 23-20 victory on Sunday. The defending Super Bowl champions survived a super NFL debut by Chargers rookie Justin Herbert, who threw for 311 yards, becoming the 9th player since the Berger top 300 his first game. Butker's game winner was his third field goal of the day and his second from 58 yards, which tied a Chief record for distance. He is the second kicker in NFL history to make a pair from 58 yards in the same game. In overtime, Butker sent the ball through the uprights from 53 yards, but Kansas City was called for a false start. Then the Chargers called timeout, giving him a rehearsal kick from 58 yards before the one that counted. Kansas City has won 11 straight dating back to last season, including playoffs. 4 of its last 5 wins have been rallies from double-digit deficits. Kansas City beat the Chargers in overtime, 23-20. Oh, jolly good. We're almost complete, ladies and gentlemen. So let's give you the Ravens and the Texans. And boy, did these two teams muddle up for some fun. Let's give you the recap of this one. The Baltimore Ravens' multifaceted rushing attack, which led the NFL last year by nearly 1,000 yards, was slow to get going in the first half against the Houston Texans. No matter, Mark Ingram, quarterback Lamar Johnson, and the Ravens pounded away at Houston after halftime and ran away with a 33-16 victory. Jackson threw for 204 yards and a touchdown and had 54 yards rushing as the Ravens gained 230 yards on the ground to Houston's 51. Ingram ran for a touchdown and Baltimore added a score on defense. The victory is Baltimore's 14th straight in the regular season, the longest streak in the NFL since Carolina won 18 in a row in 2014-2015. The Ravens were up by 10 early in the fourth quarter when Ingram took a direct snap on 4th and 1 and dashed 30 yards to the end zone to make it 30-13. Ingram punched and roundhouse kicked the picture of Houston's mascot on the wall in the end zone to celebrate the score that was the knockout blow. Baltimore had 186 yards rushing in the second half. The Ravens built a 20-10 lead with help of a fumble return for a touchdown in the second quarter by L.J. Fort. Deshaun Watson threw for 275 yards and a touchdown, but also threw an interception and was sacked 4 times and hit 13 other times for the Texans, who played their home opener without fans because of that lovely coronavirus pandemic. The Ravens were up 3-0 when Houston went for it on 4th and 1 from its 34 late in the first quarter. Watson's pass incomplete, giving the Ravens a short field. 4 plays later, Jackson found Patrick Richard for a 1-yard touchdown to extend the lead to 10-0. Texans cut the lead 3 when Watson connected with Darian Fells on a 10-yard touchdown pass. That score was set up by Brandon Cooks' 38-yard reception 2 plays earlier. Ravens added a field goal before Kiki Corti made a short reception and Marlon Humphrey knocked the ball out of his hands. Ford scooped it up and ran 22 yards for a touchdown to make it 20-7, and the rest is pure history. Jackson was sacked twice on Baltimore's next drive. Ravens had the punt. The Texans had the field goal. As time expired to cut the lead 20-10. But sadly, for the Texans, they can only add so much. Ravens beat them 33-16. And finally, yes, finally. Oh, we've already done the Patriots and Seahawks from last night, so we don't need to do that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Monday night quarterback. Let's get you quickly. I mean quickly. It's time for the scoreboard. Yes, it's time for the scoreboard. Time for the scoreboard. And then time for a little shout out or 2 or 3. Okay, let's so here we go. We're going to try to get you over the hump and over to 12:45. So here we go. Let's pookie on that. And here we go. In the Premier League, Aston Villa defeated Sheffield United 1-0. Manchester City defeated the Wolves 3-1. In Series A from Italy, AC Milan over Bologna 2-0. In Spanish basketball, Juventud Badalona defeated Unicaja 81-73. And in overtime, Tenerife over Basket Zaragoza 91-86. Let's give you some Japanese baseball. The Hanshin Tigers over the Yokohama Bay Stars 5-3, 5-10-0 for the Tigers, 3-5-0 for the Bay Stars. Ozaki for the Tigers gets the win. He's 3-2. Kuniyoshi for the Bay Stars lost. 3-4 is his record. The Chunichi Dragons over the Yakut Swallows 9-3, 9-12-1 for the Dragons, 3-9-0 for the Swallows. Katsunu gets the big win for the Dragons. He's 2-3. Yamanaka for the Swallows gets the loss. He's 1-2. The Yomiuri Giants shut the door on the Hiroshima Carp 10-3, 10-19-1 for the Giants, 3-8-2 for the Carp. Kaguya for the Giants gets a win. He's 3-1. Curry gets a loss for the Carp. He's 4-5. We have a game in progress. The Rakuten Golden Eagles lead the Chiba Lottie Marines 1-0. That's right, 1-1-0 for the Eagles, 0-3-0 for the Marines. Let's see, do we have any more little diddy-doos? Nope. The Korean baseball organization is all right. So there you go. Okay, some shout-outs. And, well, hey, we'll be leaving the air in 3 minutes. So let's give some shout-outs. And I promised I would sing this shout-out. Oh, Alex Sims, you were funny when you hosted the 5th quarter. Your open was hilarious. And so I sing you the shout-out. You were light and funny as hell. You did the open so well. Your editor needs a raise and a trip to Tahiti too. And you were fun. And boy, did you break out. You really had us laughing with that opening remark you made. Oh, yes, indeed. It was very fun. As was the whole show. Sports Overtime, you see. I just transitioned from my Three Sons theme to a song called These Were the Days. Ha la 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 la. Okay, that's it. Got a little time left to do some thank yous, bless yous, and highs. Of course, when you think hellos, we want to thank a whole lot of damn good people on the sideline of joy. Tomorrow I'm going to have me fun. I've got to update my racing board. This is going to be exciting. Yes, this is the exciting part of the day. Actually, this is the exciting part of the night. It's our hellos. January J. Keaton, hi. Brenda Dixon, hi. Yuki Tanaka, Anne-Marie Mann, Jay the Brain Man, Matthew Nichols, Jerry Nichols, Nancy Nichols, Angela Peterson, Christina Peterson, Cleo Glide, Zach Burton, Matt Jivitz, Yvonne Marie, I've already mentioned Christina, Robert Oberoff, Ricky Pickerel. Where's the rest on Gilligan's Island? Shoot. They turned off on me. Oh, there we go. Let's try that one again. Amy Hayes, Frida Hayes, Morris Hayes, Miss Lingo, Stacy Hayes. We also say hello to Kimberly Wells, Patty Riley, Claudia Trejos, Dorothy Malone, Courtney Lynn Elwood, Ronnie Love, Motor City Kitty, Charlene Jeter. Let's see. Ricky Pickrell, Michael Pickrell, Tony Pickrell, Brendan Gominski, I've already mentioned Matthew Nichols, Bobby Langford, Crystal Hart, Monica Cram, Gary Cram, Casey Ann, Sammy Phillips, Sammy O'Neill, and the whole Hee Haw gang. And we're glad you were here with us as well. To my friends on Twitter, to my friends on the gram, thank you everybody for watching and having about as much fun as the law legally allows. Okay, that's going to wrap things up for us. We have managed to go past an hour and 6 minutes, so that's about it. So for everybody who's been a part of this show, as my hair continues to grow long in this quarantine from hell, I'm going to seriously buy me some shears and shear my hair to its lowest point, get back to the short hair that I miss. I now have more appreciation for people with long hair. Anyway, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Folks, we got to go. We will have some injury reports for you and a whole lot more. Thanks for tuning in to the Sports Final. I'm Steve, the Backsman Baxley. We're telling you, as always, no matter what sport you love, I hope your favorite team always comes out winners. Good night, America. Wherever and whomever you may be. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions for the L2C Media Network and YouTube and L2C Sports. And for all of us here at the Fred McLeod Sports Desk at the Tom O'Neill Studios, I'm Steve Baxley saying good night. We'll see you tomorrow night.